Hello and thanks for joining me for another Kenshi series. This one is going to be a little bit different to my previous ones, so a little bit more difficult. So in this one, we are not allowed to sell to any merchants, which includes selling to any shops, selling to any caravans. We can't sell slaves to the slave shop, and we can't hand in any bounties. So the only ways that we can make money is by selling from our shop counter. We can steal money, but there's not a lot to be stolen. But now, you could make this really easy by going with the Freedom Seekers. That'll give you everything that you need to get a shop up and running right from the start. But we're going to make it a little bit more challenging, and we're going to go with the rock bottom start, where we start with no money, no clothes, no food, nothing. So let's get started. Alright, we are going to go for a Hive Prince. A bit weak, but has a lot of bonuses. Dexterity, stealth, lockpicking, thievery, which we will be employing. So this is going to be our pawnbroker, and we're not going to be recruiting any other members. It's going to be a solo run, and this is going to put us out in the middle of the desert. We're also missing an arm, so we are up here. That's where it puts us. These are all United Cities. This is all United Cities territory, and it is illegal in this area to be poor. So if we try to enter any of these cities with no clothes, we will get arrested and put into jail straight away. So the first thing I always do, even though we don't have any supplies, any medicine or anything, I turn medic on straight away. That means if I do have medical supplies, then he will heal himself. All right, so I'm going to go into sneak mode straight away. So we're going to stay away from city to start with, and we're going to head over here. And if you watched my previous series, you might know where I'm heading. So there is a really cool spot over there, and we are going to be very careful. Everything out here, there's a lot of slavers that are going to want to take us. Okay, they've been... All right, who was this? Let's just have a look. Starving vagrants. All right, well, they will have some clothes. So it's no point looting too much stuff, because if we're only selling in shop counters, whoops, they've woken up, and they'll probably try and beat me up. All right, so we're going to just keep on heading over here then. Are they going to chase me? There might be. Let's see if we can... no, they've woken up. All right, we're already in a bad state. All right, let's just run. See if we can outrun them. Because we can die very, very easily at this point. This guy's going to chase me all the way. No, we've lost him. Okay. Well, we don't have any medical supplies, so we are not going to be able to heal up that easy. Let's put our sneak back on. All right, so this old village is where we're heading. And this place is pretty special. So it is an empty abandoned village. No information showing up yet. It has cactus farms that we can use. Yeah, one thing I noticed is all of these cactus farms, they say that it needs water. However, they will grow without watering them and we can harvest them. No problem. There are 2 wells here, but they are very slow wells. So we're not going to worry about them just yet. These 2 buildings, we're going to go in here. Now, in here, we're going to find a bunch of stuff on the ground. And we don't have a bag, so we can't really carry too much. But we will pick all that up. There'll also be something up here. And yeah, we don't have enough inventory space. That's fine. All right, so these barrels here. Oh, wow, a map. Never found a map in there before. All right. Let's pop that in there. Let's pop that in there. Pop all this in here. These bottles and plates I'm going to dump out here. They're not going to be any use to us. Okay, now this barrel here, once you put stuff in there, if you take it out, it's going to be marked as stolen. Take the map out now though. But I don't know if there's a limit, but it seems to be that we can stack infinite amounts of stuff in here. So that's going to be our storage for the time being. There's a few other containers here. We've got a sleeping bag. 9 out of 10 times when I come here, I'll find a sleeping bag. We're going to leave that in there for the time being. Leave that in there for the time being. Okay, a med kit. Take those out because we've dumped them. All right, let's read our map. And that's showing us all the United Cities down there. We won't not be going to go down there. All right, so yeah, we'll leave that stuff in there for now. Let's check the barrel up here. There's also, so the stuff up here on the ground, which is not marked as stolen, there's 3 spots in this building and that building, which will respawn some random stuff. Now we can sell the fuel in a shop counter. We'll leave those in there for now. Take this junk out. We'll dump it over here. So at the moment we're going to need some food. And we're just getting ourselves prepared. We're going to stash some stuff that we can sell later on. Now we can't put down our camp bed down here. Needs to be a little bit of a distance out. I'm going to put it as close to one of the buildings as I can, just for the moment. So let's go put that up. Okay, and we're going to concentrate on getting our stealth up. All right, so that's, I think we've checked all the containers in this one. Check this one. Building material iron plate. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 iron plates so far. You know, if we're lucky, we'll have enough building materials to start building straight away. Yeah, if you're really lucky, I'll leave those in there. If you're really lucky, I have once found a bag in one of these barrels, but not very often. Okay, we've got more iron plates. Let's check this one. More medical supplies, we'll use those. Let's check that one. All right, I'm gonna shove this stuff in here. Not that one. Yeah, if something is marked as stolen, like when it's in there, it's no longer marked as stolen. But once you take it out, you are stealing it, and it'll be marked as stolen. Excuse me. But if you've taken one out of one of the other chests and try to put it in here, it's not going to stack with the one that's in there already. All right, let's pop that in there for now. Let's go dump this other stuff over here, and we are hungry. We're going to look out for some fights. There is a fight going on over here. Who's this? Bone dog. We can get some meat off of that. Yeah. Does belong to the rebel farmers, so got to be careful that there's no rebel farmers around that are going to whoop our butt. But we'll take that. He can have... Oh, can't give him that. Alright, just going to dump that on the ground. Alright, so at least we have some food. Being a hiver, he will eat the raw meat. So he's a prince, so he won't eat the... he won't eat foul meat, but he will eat raw meat. We can build a campfire to cook it if we wanted to. And we probably will later on, because cooked meat is something that we can sell in the shop counter. Alright, so let's get back in here. Alright, so I think we looted that one. It's got iron plates. Building materials. Let's have a look up here. Gears, I'll take those. We can sell those in our shop counter. Alright, and I'll leave those for the time being. Alright, so let's stash our stuff down here. Alright, so we don't have much in building materials. So there's one building material. 2. 3. Okay, so I mean, we could get started on producing our own building materials. Yeah, there is a spot we could go to get some free stuff, some free building materials, but we can only carry a couple, so we don't have a bag. And it's a long way back, and it's a very treacherous voyage at the moment while we are still weak and vulnerable. So, all right. So, yep, let's grab that. Where was the other one? Leave that in there for the moment, because it's not going to stack with the other ones. All right, so the other two are in here. I don't have a very good memory when it comes to this, remembering where stuff was. So the other one I think was in here. We'll grab that. All right. So, as soon as we start building something here, we are going to have the United Cities coming along for tax collection. That's okay. We are going to do a lot of tax evasion. All right, so we can't build too close. See how it's blue? Red just means it's like on uneven ground. You can't build there. Blue means it's too close to another town or city or whatever, which is this area. But we're going to come out and up here near this. That's a little copper resource. And we're probably not really going to use this stone mine much. But we might use it a bit at the start. So we can get like 100% stone up here if we can find a spot for it. Let's try rotating it. There we go. All right, let's put that there. Let's set ourselves to engineer. And we will keep our eye out looking for fights. We want to find somebody that's been downed. Try and steal their clothes. So food, medical supplies. Who are these guys? Outlaw farmers. These guys will probably try and beat us up, so I'm going to try and avoid them at the moment. That was their dog that I took the meat of. And they are coming towards us. Hopefully they will leave us alone though. Okay, we do have a caravan on its way already. But we can't sell to the caravans. We will get a lot of caravans coming to this location. And they will buy stuff from our shop counter once we get that up and running. Now, I mean, I'm not going to lie, this is not the quickest way to do things. A lot of people say you can't really make money. This skipper is going to beat the hell out of us if we don't jet. We're going to try and outrun it. He's given up. So if you do get attacked by a sand skipper out here, we'll run indoors. All right, so we got that is fully built. Yep. All right, now we should be able to build a stone processor. That's going to take 6 iron plates. And somebody has seen us. All right, we're fine. Okay, so there's 4. Let's just check who are these guys. It's the same outlaw farmers. Who's this? Empire peasant. All right. Let's just hide in here for a minute. All right, let's go get this guy's clothes. Now, he does have a bounty. We are not handing in bounties, and he doesn't really have clothes. I suppose better than nothing. At least we've got pants. And with one arm, so we start off missing an arm with the rock bottom start. We wouldn't be able to pick him up to turn him in as a bounty anyway. All right, so let's get our processor built. Now, because we have built this here, it does extend how close to the farm here we can build. So we're going to bring it up as much as we can. Let's pop it there. And we have eaten all that meat already. So we will get sand ninjas and stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's a rebel farmer's dog. That might leave us alone unless their owners come and attack us. Yeah. Who's this? Just another rebel farmer. That's fine. Okay, so we need to go pick up some more iron plates. Let's just take a wide berth around these guys. No, they are going to attack us. Maybe, maybe not. They are having a fight over there though. Okay, this guy's going to have some better stuff for us. Sure, we'll have a hat. We'll have pants. They don't really do anything for us, but we'll take that. There's no point taking the rest. We can't wear that because we're a hiver. At least it's a little bit of protection and we look less poor. All right. Let's let them fight that out for the moment. We'll pop that in there for the time being. I'm going to shove that in there. We'll melt it down later. Okay, we can loot these guys. Not going to be able to pick that up. Oops. We can try and KO him. Got him. Melt that down later. Alright, let's go stash some stuff. So the main reason I'm keeping the weapons is to melt down for iron, which we can't do until we've done some research. But, right, that's not going to fit in there. Or in there. We may have to put it in this one. And they won't stack, obviously. We'll shove that in there for now. We'll use the rusted junk. It's better for training. Now, we have a look here. This fuel and fabric has respawned. Let's turn your job off for a minute. So I'll pick that up so it can keep respawning. Top one hasn't respawned. And it's not going to show up unless you're actually inside the building. So we can pop that in there and that in there and they'll stack. So let's check this one. Up. Might not have picked that one up last time. Okay, so this one hasn't respawned yet. Okay. I think maybe I'm not going to worry about looting the staffs because they're too long. You can have a cup though. We don't want to be around here. Okay. Let's cruise in here. All right, so these would be the tax collectors. We're just going to hide. That's fine. You can report me for tax evasion, so they'll be coming by every couple of days. But we're just going to hide. That's fine. We're not going to lose reputation with them. All right, let's have a look. I think I've got everything that's worth getting off these guys. So let's go back to our building. So things that'll respawn in those two buildings will be things like building materials, raw stone, iron plates, iron ore, copper, fabric, fuel, steel bars. All right, so that is now built. Okay, there is a fight going on over here. And another one over there. Let's go and have a closer look. Okay, that's slavers. We don't really want to mess with them because they will take us. Try to take us as a slave straight away, especially while we're weak and vulnerable. The swordsman. So the outlaw swordsman will have med kits on him. Really hoping for somebody to kill some wildlife for me. So that'll be some food. I will take that. Did he have first aid on him? He didn't. Alright, you got nothing. You got nothing. These guys generally don't have any first aid. It's usually only the swordsman. Okay. So let's go stash the sword. So it is going to take probably maybe about 30 in-game days until we're starting to make cash with a shop. Getting started is the slow thing. And like I said, you could speed this up a lot by, well, maybe I will take that out of there. We'll stash the stolen ones in here so that they stack together. That in there. See, that's marked as stolen. When I take this, it'll be marked as stolen. When I put it back in here, it's going to be marked as stolen. Well, one I took out of there, so it's not. So that, see, one's marked as stolen, one's not. So they're only going to stack like if they're the same. That's okay. All right, so we now need to get started on some building materials. So let's set that and that. We will actually just check Don't think I checked whether anything respawned in here. More fuel. And upstairs. So if you hold down Alt, it shows you what's on the ground. We'll stash the fuel. In there. Okay, there was a fight going on over here. Still is. Are they fighting Guru? Take any down? Doesn't look like it. Alright. And there's a whole bunch of them. We're not even going to try attacking them. So we are getting hungry. That's fine. Hopefully somebody will come along and kill something near us. So hoping to get some sand ninjas come around that we can steal some gear off. It's a bounty hunter. Yeah, as a hive priest, hive prince, we're not all that good at labouring. But he has already done that one stone. And he'll drag it into here. Turn that into a building material. What we'll do is we'll get a small shack up and running. See, now we can come even closer. So I think we'll pop that down about there. What's this? Oh, that's just the stuff that I dumped there earlier. Alright, keep our eye out for fights. Want to get ourselves some better gear and some food. There's not much happening around here at the moment. This can be a pretty busy place sometimes. So but we are getting that stealth up already. Keep an eye on that sand skipper over there. So, I mean, pretty much anything attacks us right now. There's one over here too. Let's, oops, has he seen us? Let's try and keep out of his vision. Anything attacks us right now, we're pretty much dead. We've got nobody that can heal us. Even if we cripple this arm, we've got no arms. We won't be able to heal ourselves. So we need to be pretty careful at the moment. And I might just chuck down a quick save. If we do get killed, I will reload. You can call it save scumming if you like, but you know, there's no shame in saving your game. And like, why do you want to go through all this slow period again to get to the good stuff? I mean, you've already earned your way by going through this in the first place. Do we want some food? Yeah, who are these guys? Sand ninjas. Okay, they will probably attack us. Unless they get attacked by the skipper. Let's just pop around on this side. Let's Try and keep out of their sight. Okay, good. Good. All right. It would be nice to get some of their gear. I'm going to try and take a bit of a wide berth around them. Try and get to that. Oh, they're back that way. Okay. They've left this guy. Let's see if we can get his stuff. That's more like it. Much better. You can have them pants. All right. Now we're a little bit better equipped. And this is going to help our stealth as well. Okay, let's take the meat. All right. Let's go stash this other gear up here. And if I can, I will get a spare top and a spare ninja blade or katana. Because if we get taken by slavers, they will confiscate our stuff. Let's have a look. Got some copper here. Once we're able to build some storage, we can kind of automate this process of him picking up the stuff that does spawn in here. Armor plating. Now, I think we can sell that in the shop counter, but I'm still experimenting on that. So we'll take it. We'll shove that in there. All right. Shove that in there. Because these are all stolen from different people, they're not going to stack in there, really. That's okay. All right. I'm not going to bother with those guys. It's going to be a while before we can melt down stuff anyway. There's not really going to be a shortage of stuff that we can melt down, so we'll keep working on building this. Look out for opportunities. If we see somebody who's out here alone and injured, then we might have a try at fighting them. So this is a little bit slow going at the moment. Now occasionally we will get raw stone spawn in there, which we'll use in there straight away. And eventually we will be strong enough to fight off some bad guys. Okay, these guys are down to Guru over here. So let's go loot that for the food. Let's just take a wide berth around these guys. They did see us. As long as we get... Oh, they took the meat. I'm not sure if the skins will sell. Maybe we'll use them at some stage. So we'll go dump them. What's fighting over here? Escaped slave. All right. Rebel farmers that did get turned into slaves. I'm not going to worry about them. We're not going to be recruiting anybody. It's going to be a solo run. We could gain favour by setting him free. So if anyone does join us, because we've unlocked their shackles or something, we will get rid of them. Alright. We've already eaten all of our food. Now the cactus we can't eat without it being cooked. Now let's have a look over here. Bone dog. Okay, that's meat. Alright, we are getting our stealth up. A little bit of athletics. Our labouring. Alright. That's a decent squad. Let's just pop on the other side here. Keep out of their sight. Cooking the meat doesn't really change how good it is. And while it's not cooked, we're going to be more or less likely that it's going to get stolen off us. If it was cooked and we got knocked out by the starving vagrants, they would steal the food off us. But while it's raw, I don't think they'll. Most of them are not going to steal it off us. All right, how are we going over here? We okay. Yeah, we need 4 more building materials, and then we're going to need a few more as well to build our research bench. So like I said, you want to speed this up and just get straight into it. Then, I mean, go with the Freedom Seekers and you'll have a bunch of building materials. You'll have 5 or 6 guys, I think. And bunch of building materials and farming supplies and everything that you need to get yourself started. There's no point talking to the trade caravan because we can't sell nothing to them and we don't have any money to buy anything. Alright, let's just check if there's any building supplies respawned in here. Copper. Which we might use for electronics later on, maybe. Fabrics. We'll definitely use the fabrics later. We'll use them for medical supplies. So let's stash that in our barrel. And go back to work. Actually, did we check this one? We did check both of them, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay. So back to work. And I'm not doing any cuts. Some of this might be a bit boring, but, you know, it's just to show that, it can be done without, you know, anything dodgy happening off camera. Let's have a look at what's going on over here. Okay. These guy's down to Guru. Let's take a wander over there. They are probably going to take the meat off it though. Let's go behind them. Let's just turn off the job quickly. That'll keep us. Let's stop that. This will be a lot of meat. Okay, let's go stash the meat. Then we won't have to worry about food for a while. Let's see if we can get back and get more. So we are going to call this the Outback pawn shop. I guess we'll open it to public, so that'll let some visitors start coming who will buy our stuff when we're in a position to sell it. Let's see, stack 19 in there. Let's go back and get the rest. What we don't need ourselves, we can put in the shop later on. Can never have too much food. So where were these guys? Is that one? I think the others might have gotten up. Alright, gonna leave those guys alone. It was these ones over here, wasn't it? Okay, yep, we can loot these ones. I'm not going to worry too much about the skins, I think, at the moment. Don't even know if we'll bother using them. Alright, pop that on the ground. Maybe we'll put the skins on the ground, but they're probably going to despawn before there's any time that we're going to use them. Alright, we'll go stash this meat. And that should keep us fed for quite a while. That is weighing us down a little bit. That's okay. We'll get a little bit of strength out of that. Who's this? Can you talk? You can talk. No, we don't want any recruits, so he would have joined us for free. Yeah, we do have a bit of activity. So who are these guys? Empire Peasant. That one's got a bounty. Okay, the Traders Guild. So if we had a shop counter up and running, they would come into our shop counter and buy some stuff. We will get a lot of trade caravans and we'll get tech hunters and all sorts of folk that do come here to this location. It's a pretty cool location for that sort of thing. Can become a pretty busy location. I've even had once in one little play where I was trialing out ideas for this series, where I had the tax collectors coming, and I had a hive caravan here at the same time. And while I hid out in one of these buildings, they basically had a big, massive battle between themselves here. And then the tax raid was officially over, and I went and healed up all the tax collectors. And so I evaded the tax and I gained reputation with the United Cities. And I healed up the hivers as well because we want to keep the caravans alive if we can. They are going to be our bread and butter. Still need just a couple more building materials. So we do have clothes now, so we could go into town, but we can't buy anything just yet. Let's just go check. Yeah, we do have. So the first one was just a guy coming to let us know that taxes are due. This next lot that's coming is the tax enforcement, and they will attempt to arrest us. They'll beat us up and arrest us, go and lock us up in jail. But we are going to avoid them as well. So we can go in here. Okay, so they are going to be here pretty soon. Let's just keep an eye out on the horizon for them. Lots of sandstorms and stuff around here, so when it comes to energy, windmills are going to be fine. Alright, let's head in, because these tax guys are going to be here pretty soon. Okay, nothing spawned. Let's hop in here. Nothing spawned here. Let's just close the door for a minute. These tax collectors should be here soon. Who are these guys? That's not them. They're mercenaries. They will come and buy medical supplies. Once we've got a shop up and running, here they come. Okay. These guys here. Multiple offences. I've only done one offence. So by the way, like you can skip, like you skip this, they're just going to run around looking for somebody to fight and arrest. They're not going to find anybody. Right. In a minute, this will end. And then it'll be the normal guy that comes out to collect tax. They won't attack you. Really, they'll just be asking you for the tax. So you can evade tax like dozens and dozens of times, and it'll still be the same amount if you do actually ever decide to pay it. These guys are just going to stand in here like idiots for a while. Let's just do a Control-Shift-11 and make sure the meshes are fixed so they're not stuck in there. Hopefully they will come out of there because it's not built properly. We do have a building material that's spawned in here. Nothing spawned up top. Okay, let's have a look in here. Nothing spawned there or there. Alright, I think what I'll do... Let's go over here. We'll go and mine that while we're waiting for these guys to do what they're doing. Yeah, it's all over. So let's just put our job on. Tax evasion is quite easy. What's going on over here? Yeah, who are these guys? Manhunters and starving vagrants. Not going to worry too much about them. Manhunters we're going to have to watch out for because they will try and take us as a slave if we're knocked out. All right, we'll let these guys deal with that while we continue our work. So how are we doing up there? We need one more, so we're almost done with our first building. We'll move our camp bed inside there. Up to 13 labouring. Our thievery, well, sorry, our stealth. Up to 29. What's going on down here? I'm not going to worry about that right now. We've got heaps of meat. We want to get our home established. So this should be the last building material that we need to at least get our building done. Then we'll need to make a few more building materials to get our research bench up and running, which will then allow us to research our shop counters and other storage. Okay, so let's turn that off. Let's pop in here. Let's go down here and collect our sleeping bag. Didn't end up using it down there. Who is this guy? The Traders Guild. Up. Yeah, because we placed it, we built it, picked it back up, it's no longer considered stolen. Alright. So let's pop this in here. And all these guys, they would all come into our shop counter if we had one. But let's pop down our camp bed down here for the moment. Alright, so we officially have a home. That is going to do it for this episode. So if you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. There will be a link in the description for the playlist when I get to doing some more episodes. And also some links to some of my other Kenshi series. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.